The sands of time whisper tales of a civilization that once flourished along the banks of the Nile. Ancient Egypt, a land of mystery and grandeur, continues to captivate our imagination with its enduring legacy. At the heart of this civilization stood the pharaohs, enigmatic rulers who held absolute power and were considered divine intermediaries between the gods and the people. Their reign spanned over 3 millennia, witnessing the rise and fall of dynasties, the construction of colossal monuments, and the development of a rich and complex culture. The pharaohs were more than mere monarchs. They were living gods, the embodiment of divine authority on earth. Their lives were intertwined with the cosmic order, their every action believed to influence the fate of their kingdom. From the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt under Narmer to the final days of Cleopatra VII, the history of the pharaohs is a tapestry woven with threads of ambition, innovation, and cultural brilliance. To comprehend the essence of ancient Egypt, one must embark on a journey through time, tracing the footsteps of these extraordinary rulers and unraveling the mysteries that surround their reigns. The pharaohs' power was absolute, derived from their divine lineage and their role as mediators between the celestial and earthly realms. They were believed to be descendants of Horus, the falcon-headed god of kingship, and their authority was reinforced through elaborate rituals and ceremonies. The pharaoh's word was law, their commands carried out with unwavering obedience. Their lives were governed by Ma'at, the concept of cosmic order and justice which dictated their every action and decision. Maintaining Ma'at was essential for the prosperity of Egypt, for it ensured the balance of nature, the fertility of the land, and the harmony of society. The pharaoh's role in upholding Ma'at extended beyond the borders of their kingdom. They were seen as guarantors of cosmic order, responsible for maintaining the stability of the entire world. Thus, the pharaoh's authority transcended the political sphere, encompassing religious, social, and even cosmological dimensions. Our exploration of the pharaohs will take us on a chronological journey through Egyptian history, from the unification of the two lands to the twilight of the Ptolemaic era. We will delve into the lives and legacies of some of the most influential rulers, examining their contributions to Egyptian civilization, the challenges they faced, and the circumstances surrounding their reigns. From the grandeur of the Old Kingdom, marked by the construction of the iconic pyramids, to the imperial might of the New Kingdom, which witnessed the expansion of Egypt's borders and the flourishing of its arts and culture, each era offers a unique glimpse into the evolution of pharaonic rule. Join us as we embark on this captivating journey, uncovering the secrets of the pharaohs and gaining a deeper understanding of the civilization they shaped. Around 3100 BCE, the tapestry of Egyptian history began to weave itself into a new and defining pattern. Scattered settlements along the Nile River, each with its own local gods and rulers, were on the verge of a profound transformation. This was the dawn of the Early Dynastic Period, a time of unification, innovation, and the birth of a civilization that would leave an indelible mark on human history. The catalyst for this transformation was the emergence of a powerful ruler who would unite Upper and Lower Egypt, laying the foundation for the pharaonic system that would endure for millennia. Before the rise of the pharaohs, Egypt was a land divided, with Upper and Lower Egypt existing as separate entities. Upper Egypt, encompassing the fertile Nile Valley south of Memphis, was characterized by its agricultural prowess and its fierce warriors. Lower Egypt, encompassing the Nile Delta region to the north, was known for its trade networks and its connection to the Mediterranean world. The unification of these two distinct regions marked a pivotal turning point, paving the way for the emergence of a centralized state and the development of a cohesive Egyptian identity.
The unification of Upper and Lower Egypt is traditionally attributed to me, Narmer, a ruler whose name echoes through the corridors of time. Often referred to as Menes, my true identity is subject to scholarly debate. But what is certain is that I played a pivotal role in shaping the course of Egyptian history.
Narmer's reign marked the beginning of the Early Dynastic Period and the establishment of the First Dynasty, a lineage of rulers who would lay the foundation for pharaonic rule. Narmer's most significant achievement was the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt, a feat accomplished through military prowess and strategic alliances.
This victory is commemorated on the Narmer palette, a ceremonial artifact depicting me wearing the crown of Upper Egypt and striking down an enemy. This symbolic act signaled the unification of the two lands and the establishment of a centralized state under my rule.
Beyond military conquest, Narmer is also credited with establishing Memphis as the capital of unified Egypt. Strategically located at the apex of the Nile Delta, Memphis became the political, economic, and cultural heart of the newly unified kingdom. Following Narmer's reign, the First Dynasty continued to solidify its control over Egypt, expanding its territory and laying the groundwork for a lasting pharaonic system. Pharaohs like Horaha, Jer, and Jet focused on consolidating their power, establishing administrative structures, and promoting trade. They commissioned the construction of elaborate tombs, a testament to their growing wealth and power, and their reign saw the development of hieroglyphic writing, a system that would preserve Egyptian culture for millennia. The Second Dynasty witnessed both continuity and upheaval. Pharaohs like Peribsen and Khisa Kemwi faced internal challenges and conflicts, suggesting that the process of unification was not without its struggles. However, these challenges also fostered innovation and adaptation. The pharaohs of the Second Dynasty developed new technologies, expanded trade networks, and further refined the administrative systems that would become hallmarks of Egyptian governance. This period also saw the development of distinct artistic styles, reflecting the evolving cultural identity of the newly unified kingdom. As the Second Dynasty drew to a close, a new era was dawning in ancient Egypt. The Third Dynasty, under the reign of King Djoser, ushered in a period of unprecedented prosperity, stability, and architectural innovation that would come to be known as the Old Kingdom. This era, spanning from the Third to the Sixth Dynasties, witnessed the culmination of the centralized state established in the Early Dynastic Period and the flowering of Egyptian art, architecture, and culture. The pharaohs of the Old Kingdom were not merely rulers, they were considered living gods, their authority absolute, and their every command imbued with divine will. Their reigns were marked by ambitious building projects, most notably the construction of the pyramids, which served as both tombs for the pharaohs and enduring symbols of their power. The Old Kingdom was a time of peace and prosperity with a thriving agricultural economy, a sophisticated bureaucracy, and a vibrant artistic tradition. It was during this period that Egypt established itself as a dominant force in the ancient world, its influence extending far beyond its borders. Monuments to eternity to the age of pyramids. The defining architectural achievement of the Old Kingdom, and indeed one of the most enduring symbols of ancient Egypt, was the pyramid. These colossal structures, built from millions of tons of stone, were not merely tombs. They were expressions of royal power, religious belief, and architectural ingenuity that continued to inspire awe and wonder today. The step pyramid of Djoser at Saqqara, designed by the architect Imhotep, marked a turning point in Egyptian architecture. Its stepped design, a radical departure from the traditional mastaba tombs, reflected the pharaoh's ascent to the heavens and his association with the sun god Ra. However, it was the Fourth Dynasty that witnessed the apex of pyramid building with the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza by Pharaoh Khufu. This colossal structure, the largest of all the pyramids, is a testament to the organizational skills, engineering prowess, and sheer manpower at the disposal of the Old Kingdom pharaohs. The pyramids of Giza, along with those of earlier and later pharaohs, stand as enduring monuments to the ambition, ingenuity, and religious beliefs of the ancient Egyptians. The legacy of the Old Kingdom. The Old Kingdom, despite its many achievements, was not immune to decline. By the end of the 6th dynasty, a combination of factors, including a weakening central government, ambitious provincial governors, and a series of weak rulers, led to a period of instability and fragmentation known as the First Intermediate Period. The Old Kingdom's centralized state crumbled, and Egypt was once again divided, with local rulers vying for power. The First Intermediate Period marked an end to the political unity and artistic grandeur of the Old Kingdom. However, the legacy of the Old Kingdom lived on. The pyramids and other monuments of this era continued to inspire awe and wonder, and its artistic conventions and religious beliefs continued to influence later periods of Egyptian history. The Old Kingdom, with its majestic pyramids, sophisticated bureaucracy, and vibrant artistic traditions, left an indelible mark on the Egyptian psyche. It was a golden age, a time of unparalleled achievement that would serve as a model for future rulers seeking to emulate the glory of their ancestors. Restoration and renewal, the rise of the Middle Kingdom. Following the turmoil and fragmentation of the First Intermediate Period, a new dynasty emerged from the ashes, determined to restore order and unity to Egypt. It was the 11th dynasty, hailing from the southern city of Thebes, that would usher in the era known as the Middle Kingdom, a period marked by reunification, political stability, economic prosperity, and a resurgence of artistic and cultural achievements. The architect of this restoration was Mentuhotep II, a ruler whose name signifies Mentu is content. His reign marked the beginning of a new era of stability and prosperity for Egypt. Mentuhotep II's first task was to subdue his rivals and reunite the two lands, a goal he achieved through a series of military campaigns and strategic alliances. Once Egypt was unified under his rule, Mentuhotep II embarked on an ambitious program of reconstruction and renewal. He restored order to the land, revived trade networks, and patronized the arts and religion. Section 2. A Golden Age Prosperity and Cultural Brilliance. The Middle Kingdom, particularly under the reign of the 12th dynasty, is often regarded as a golden age in Egyptian history. It was a time of peace and prosperity, marked by a flourishing economy, a stable government, and a vibrant artistic and literary culture. The pharaohs of the 12th dynasty, recognizing the importance of a strong central government, implemented administrative reforms that strengthened their control over the provinces. They appointed loyal officials, improved tax collection, and invested in infrastructure projects such as irrigation canals and fortifications that benefited the entire kingdom. This period also witnessed a flourishing of Egyptian literature, with works like the Tale of Sinuhe and the Instructions of Amenemhat offering insights into the social values, religious beliefs, and literary skills of the time. The Tale of Sinuhe, a captivating story of adventure, exile, and redemption, follows the journey of a royal official who flees Egypt after witnessing a political assassination. The Instructions of Amenemhat, on the other hand, is a didactic text in which a deceased king imparts wisdom and advice to his son, emphasizing the importance of justice, piety, and strong leadership. Section 3. Seeds of Discord, the Decline of the Middle Kingdom. The Middle Kingdom, despite its many successes, was not immune to the cyclical nature of power and decline that characterized ancient civilizations. By the late 13th dynasty, the seeds of discord had been sown and the kingdom began to unravel. A combination of factors contributed to this decline, including a series of weak rulers, internal strife, and the growing power of provincial governors. The pharaohs of the later 13th dynasty, lacking the authority and charisma of their predecessors, found it increasingly difficult to maintain control over the vast and complex kingdom. Internal strife, fueled by power struggles among the elite and economic disparities, further weakened the kingdom. As the central government lost its grip on power, provincial governors, known as nomarchs, began to assert their independence. These nomarchs, once loyal officials who administered the provinces on behalf of the pharaoh, began to amass wealth and power, challenging the authority of the central government. This decentralization of power, coupled with a series of weak rulers, left Egypt vulnerable to external threats. Section 1, A New Dawn, the Rise of the 18th Dynasty. The Second Intermediate Period, a time of fragmentation and foreign rule, cast a long shadow over Egypt. Yet, from the ashes of this turbulent era, a new dynasty would rise, destined to usher in an era of unprecedented power, prosperity, and cultural brilliance. The 18th dynasty, emerging from the southern city of Thebes, would not only expel the Hyksos rulers, but also forge an empire that stretched from the banks of the Euphrates River in the north to the fourth cataract of the Nile in the south. This was the New Kingdom, a period that marked the zenith of ancient Egyptian civilization. The architect of this resurgence was Ahmose I, a ruler whose name means born of the moon. Inheriting a divided and weakened kingdom, Ahmose I embarked on a series of military campaigns that would liberate Egypt from Hyksos rule and reunite the two lands. His victory over the Hyksos at Avaris, their capital in the Nile Delta, marked the beginning of the New Kingdom and ushered in an era of renewed national pride and ambition.
Imperial expansion and cultural brilliance. Under the leadership of pharaohs like Thutmose I, Thutmose III, and Amenhotep III, the New Kingdom witnessed an unprecedented period of imperial expansion. Egypt's armies, equipped with advanced weaponry and chariots, marched north into Syria and Nubia, conquering new territories and securing valuable trade routes.
The pharaohs of the 18th dynasty, eager to legitimize their rule and display their power, commissioned the construction of magnificent temples, obelisks, and statues, many of which survive to this day as testaments to their ambition and artistic patronage. One of the most remarkable rulers of this era was Hatshepsut, one of the few female pharaohs in Egyptian history. Hatshepsut, whose name means foremost of noble ladies, ruled Egypt for over 2 decades, during which time she oversaw a period of peace and prosperity.
She is renowned for her ambitious building projects, including her mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahari, a masterpiece of ancient Egyptian architecture that blends seamlessly with the surrounding cliffs.
Challenges to Mat internal strife and external threats. The New Kingdom, despite its many triumphs, was not without its challenges. The reigns of Akhenaten and Tutankhamun witnessed a period of religious and political upheaval that shook the foundations of Egyptian society.
Akhenaten, driven by a fervent belief in the sun god Aten, attempted to impose a form of monotheism on Egypt, closing traditional temples and suppressing the worship of other gods. This religious revolution, while short-lived, caused widespread disruption and alienated many of Akhenaten's subjects.
Tutankhamun, Akhenaten's successor, inherited a kingdom in turmoil. He reversed many of Akhenaten's religious reforms, restoring the traditional pantheon of gods and reopening their temples. However, Tutankhamun's reign was cut short by his untimely death at the age of 18, leaving Egypt vulnerable to internal strife and external threats.
The late 18th dynasty and the subsequent 19th dynasty faced growing challenges from the Hittite Empire in Anatolia and from a new wave of invaders known as the Sea Peoples. The last stand of native rule, the late period. The New Kingdom, once a beacon of power and prosperity, had crumbled under the weight of internal strife and external pressures. The third intermediate period had seen Egypt fractured and vulnerable, ruled by a succession of Libyan kings and facing constant threats from its neighbors. Yet from the ashes of this tumultuous era, a new spirit of resistance emerged. The late period witnessed a resurgence of native Egyptian rule, a last stand against the encroaching shadows of foreign domination. The catalyst for this resurgence was Psamtik I, a ruler from the city of Sais in the Nile Delta. Psamtik I, recognizing the weakness of the fragmented kingdom, embarked on a campaign to reunite Egypt and expel the Assyrian invaders who had gained a foothold in the north. His victory over the Assyrians at Memphis in 661 BCE marked the beginning of the 26th dynasty and ushered in a period of renewed stability and prosperity. The late period, despite its moments of resurgence, proved to be a mere interlude in the long and complex story of ancient Egypt. The rise of a new power in the east, the Persian Empire under Cyrus the Great, would once again cast a shadow over the Nile Valley. In 525 BCE, Cambyses II, Cyrus's successor, led a Persian army into Egypt, crushing the forces of Pharaoh Psamtik III at the Battle of Pelusium. Egypt, once a proud and independent kingdom, was now a province of the vast Persian Empire. However, Persian rule over Egypt would prove to be short-lived. In 332 BCE, a young Macedonian king named Alexander the Great, fresh from his victories over the Persians at Granicus River, Issus and Gaugamela, marched into Egypt. Alexander, hailed as a liberator from the yoke of Persian rule, was crowned pharaoh at Memphis, marking the beginning of a new era in Egyptian history. Alexander's conquest of Egypt ushered in the Hellenistic period, a time of cultural fusion and transformation.
Following Alexander's untimely death in 323 BCE, his vast empire was divided among his generals, the Diadochi. Ptolemy the Soter, one of Alexander's most trusted generals, seized control of Egypt, establishing a dynasty that would rule for nearly 3 centuries.
The Ptolemaic dynasty, named after its founder, inherited a kingdom at a crossroads caught between its ancient traditions and the influx of Greek culture and influence. Recognizing both the need for continuity and the opportunities presented by their Greek heritage, the Ptolemies adopted a pragmatic approach to governance.
They retained many aspects of traditional Egyptian administration, including the pharaonic system, while also introducing Greek institutions and practices. This fusion of Egyptian and Greek elements characterized the Ptolemaic era, a time of cultural exchange and innovation.
The Ptolemies, eager to legitimize their rule and gain the acceptance of their Egyptian subjects, presented themselves as heirs to the pharaohs, adopting Egyptian titles, participating in religious rituals, and commissioning the construction of temples and monuments in traditional Egyptian styles. The pharaohs of ancient Egypt, those enigmatic rulers who held dominion over the Nile Valley for millennia, continue to captivate our imaginations with their grandeur, their achievements, and their enduring legacy. From the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt under Narmer to the final days of Cleopatra VII, the history of the pharaohs is a tapestry woven with threads of ambition, innovation, and cultural brilliance. Their reigns witnessed the construction of some of the most iconic monuments in human history, the development of a sophisticated system of governance, and the flourishing of art, literature, and religious beliefs that continue to resonate with us today. The allure of the pharaohs lies not only in their power and wealth, but also in the mystique that surrounds their lives and reigns. They were more than mere monarchs. They were considered living gods, intermediaries between the celestial and earthly realms, responsible for maintaining cosmic order and ensuring the prosperity of their kingdom. Their tombs, filled with treasures and adorned with intricate carvings and paintings, offer tantalizing glimpses into their beliefs about the afterlife and their desire to achieve immortality. The legacy of the pharaohs is etched in stone and time, preserved in the ruins of their cities, the grandeur of their temples, and the enduring power of their art. The pyramids of Giza, those colossal tombs that have stood for millennia, serve as a testament to the ambition, engineering prowess, and organizational skills of the Old Kingdom pharaohs. The temples of Karnak and Luxor, with their towering pylons, colossal statues, and intricate reliefs, reflect the imperial might and artistic patronage of the New Kingdom rulers. Beyond their architectural achievements, the pharaohs left an indelible mark on Egyptian culture and society. They established a system of governance that endured for centuries, a bureaucracy that managed the complex affairs of the kingdom and ensured its stability. They patronized the arts and literature, fostering a vibrant cultural milieu that produced masterpieces of sculpture, painting, and writing, and they shaped the religious beliefs of their people, their reigns intertwined with the myths and legends that gave meaning and purpose to Egyptian life. The echoes of ancient Egypt's grandeur resonate through time, influencing our art, architecture, literature, and even our language. The pyramids and temples of the Nile Valley continue to inspire awe and wonder, drawing visitors from around the world who marvel at their scale and artistry. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922 reignited public fascination with ancient Egypt, sparking a wave of Egyptomania that continues to this day. The legacy of the pharaohs extends beyond the realm of history and archaeology. Their stories have inspired countless works of literature, from Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra to Agatha Christie's Death on the Nile. Their images adorn our museums, our books, and even our homes, reminding us of a civilization that once flourished on the banks of the Nile. And their words, preserved in hieroglyphic inscriptions, offer us glimpses into their thoughts, their beliefs, and their dreams, bridging the gulf of time and connecting us to a distant past.